Today, I begin a new life, for I'm the master of my abilities. And today, it's going to be a great, beautiful day.
Earlier, which was their first down since the 6-minute mark of the first quarter.
Yeah.
Showing fight, showing toughness here on the road. Bama open.
YouTube, what's good? It's your boy DQ and I'm clocking back in. So look, today's video is going to be a mid-high taper. Alright, so before you start any cut, you always want to make sure you comb the hair out, as you see I'm doing right here. And the reason why you want to comb the hair out is because it's going to allow you to cut through the hair easier. You're going to get a better blend, and it's just an overall thing that you want to do, because you never know if people got like sores in the head, scabs, moles, lice, bugs, whatever you want to call it. You always want to make sure you comb the hair out, you analyze the hair to make sure the hair is good, in a good condition to be cut. And also you want to make sure that you learn the person's hair pattern before you start cutting the hair, because everybody's hair doesn't grow the same way. It doesn't grow the same. So you have to cut everybody's hair different. So you want to make sure that you analyze the hair to make sure that they don't have any cowlicks, because if you cut the hair in the wrong direction, you're going to end up scalping somebody, and then you're just going to mess up the whole cut. So make sure you guys comb the hair out, analyzing the hair before you start cutting any hair. So the next step that you want to do is your guidelines. You want to create your guidelines. There are certain lengths that you can set your guidelines. You can set your guidelines higher. You can set your guidelines lower. It all depends how you want your blend to come out. But since I'm doing a high taper, a mid-high taper on the sides, and kind of a low taper in the back, I'm gonna create my guideline in the back of his head lower than the sides, as you guys can see. So my first guideline, I set my first guideline at eyebrow level, the corner of his eyebrows. And now you see me using my clipper with the lever open. I start with my lever open, and then I go halfway, and then I close it to blend in between the lever open, no guard, and the trimmer. Another important thing that I want you guys to keep in mind when blending into longer hairs is that you have to debulk. You want to debulk the longer hairs to be able to have a better blend, or to be able to blend the hair better, because if you do not, you're going to have a harder time blending into that longer hair. That's why a lot of barbers tend to do undercuts when cutting like curly hair, because they don't know how to blend the hair in. So that's why they do like an undercut type of taper, and that's why they get done with the cut so fast, because all they do is put the one guard on, run that all the way up right before you get to the darker hairs, and then that's when they start fading. And some people like it, some people don't, but the way I like to do it is the way I'm doing it in this video. I like to make sure I debulk the longer hairs so it can have a nice flush blend and it overall look better. So if you guys having a hard time blending into that longer hair, debulk the longer hairs. Use a higher guard, then work your way down to a lower guard, and that's gonna prevent you from doing or creating an undercut type of haircut when people have the curls on the top. So now I have the one guard closed. I'm blending the line out between the one guard open and the lever open, no guard. So I'm being consistent with my fade. I'm using light strokes. I'm letting the clipper do its work, just like you do with your girl. You keep them strokes consistent. You want to keep that momentum, all right? You want to make sure you comb or brush the hair after every stroke. You want to make sure that you're able to see your blend. You want to make sure you comb and brush the hairs away. That's not going to allow you to get lost in your fade. You want to make sure you know what you're doing when you're blending. Now this is going to be the last guideline that I'm going to blend out. I'm going to go in with my 1.5 guard, lever open, then I'm going to close it. And I'm going to make sure this taper is fully blended out before we move to the back. back right. Pause. Alright, so since he didn't want to taper that high in the back, I started my first guideline lower than I did the sides. This is how you can get a nice blend. The key is to stretch your guidelines. As you can see, I'm making my guidelines an inch long or an inch thick, giving myself room to blend. If you do not give yourself room to blend, you're not going to get the blend that you want. You're going to be cutting into your guidelines. And what I mean by that is, say you start your guideline with the T-liners, and then you set your second guideline with the lever open with no guard. When you try to blend that line out in between the lever open, no guard, and the T-liners, you're gonna cut into the guideline with the lever open, if that makes sense. So you're just gonna keep cutting into your guidelines, raising your blend or raising your fade, and then you're just gonna get frustrated because you're gonna be like, dang, why is my blend not coming out right? You have to give yourself room to blend. You have to stretch your guidelines. And you see, I keep my guidelines neat and straight, so make sure you guys do that, because if you don't, when it's time to line the sides up, one side gonna be darker than the other, or one side gonna be lighter than the other. So make sure you guys do that to the best of your ability. And again, make sure you guys brushing and combing after every stroke, so you can be able to see the hair that needs to be cut, instead of having all the hair in the way of your blending area where you're trying to blend. Make sure you comb and brush after every stroke. I'm pretty much doing the same steps as I did on the sides, but the back is a little bit lower. I started with the trimmer, then I went to the lever open, no guard, then I went halfway, the lever no guard, and then I closed it to further blend that line out. Then I threw the one guard on, lever open, then I closed it, and then I went back to the lever open, no guard, to blend that line out between lever closed with the one guard on and the lever open, no guard. And the same steps with the 1.5 guard. Put the 1.5 guard on, open, close, to make sure the taper is fully blended. I just want to take the time out to thank you guys, because I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. I currently have 600 subs right now. Yes, clap it up, clap it up. The boy been putting in work. Not less than a month or two ago, I only had like 50 subscribers. So all it's doing is just showing me that I'm doing something right. So I just want to thank you guys for your guys' support. I want to thank you guys for the likes, the comments. I want to thank you guys for subbing. Even if you're not subbed to the channel and you just watched my video, that helps with the channel too. It would be great if you sub, but I just want to thank you anyway. So thank you guys. Roll to 1K. Watch, we gonna get there. We gonna get there real soon. We gonna continue to elevate. So if you're watching this video, put a W in the comment so I know who really watching the video. I'm really critique when it comes to cutting hair. Like, I love detailing, and that's something you guys should want to do as well, because that's going to separate you from the other barbers. It's detailing your work, making sure that you're getting all your guidelines blended out, making sure everything is nice and flush, and you got a nice smooth blend. That's what's going to keep people coming back to you as well, because they're going to feel like and know that you put in effort, to get the hair right for one, and you love what you do. Because you can tell a barber that loves to cut hair and a barber that just cuts hair just to make a quick dollar. Now, this is something I personally like to do to make the hairline pop. So what I do is I trim the hair down around the hairline, so when I line it up, it'll look like the hair is lined up. Because if you don't do this step really, and you line it up, and you have longer hairs, those longer hairs is just gonna go over the hairline, and it's gonna look like the hairline is not lined up, and you're gonna keep pushing up the hairline, and it's gonna look weird once the person look at it, and when it grows back, it's gonna look nasty. So you always want to make sure you keep the person's natural hairline as natural as possible. So that's why I do this step right here. This is one of the many ways you can achieve a natural ash line and a natural crispy line. So all I did was clean the skin with some alcohol, and I sprayed some holding spray. I didn't get the clip because my camera was not recording. I don't know why, I don't know what happened, but that's what I did. And you see me notching at his hairline because I do not want to push his hairline back. The person that he went to before or prior, I think he cut himself actually, but I'm keeping his hair as natural as possible because he does not want it pushed back. So that's why you see me notching at his hairline to make sure I don't cut off any extra hair that doesn't need to be cut off. And when you're doing lineups, just take your time. I know you guys may be around other barbers that's faster than you, but that's because they took their time and they created a system to where they're comfortable with, whether it be lining or whether it be fading, blending, doing designs, whatever it may be. They came up with a system that they're comfortable with when it comes to cutting hair. So just keep in mind, stay consistent when cutting hair because eventually you're going to get better, I promise you. This is something I want to address. Please do not use enhancements if you just now learning how to cut hair. Please don't. Learn how to line the natural hairline up first. Learn how to get a natural crispy hairline first, and then learn how to start using enhancements, because a lot of barbers start to learn how to cut hair, then they go straight into enhancements. Like I see barbers spray fibers or spray enhancements on the hairline first and then line it up. So when people sweat or when they take a shower, the color come off, it's gonna look like they don't even got a haircut. It look like they never even got a lineup, and they be upset because they paid $30-$40 for that cut, and then they feel like they didn't get their money's worth. So to prevent all that, learn how to naturally line somebody's hairline up first and then use enhancements. And if you use enhancements and you already know how to cut hair, don't overdo it. Don't use a lot. Enhancements is just to make the haircut look enhanced. You want it to look as natural as possible. And when you guys using this color pencil, please do not leave the color pencil showing. Like, blend that color pencil out. Like, blend the pencil out. Don't make it noticeable, because I don't know, some people like having the hairline like that with the color pencil. For me, I like the hairline and the haircut to look as natural as possible. So if you like that chalk look, by all means, go for it. Like I said in my previous videos, if you want to learn how to use a straight razor or shave the right way, put some shaving cream on a balloon and try to shave the whole balloon without popping it. If you can do that, then you're doing something right. If you pop the balloon, then that means you're either applying too much pressure and you're holding the razor at the wrong angle. Hold the razor at a 45-degree angle, use light strokes, and let the razor do its work. This is pretty much the end of the video. If you guys like the video, please like, comment, and sub. Give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. I lied. Make sure y'all turn y'all notifications on so y'all know when the next video drop, and I'm out for real. All right, bye.